Good afternoon, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. 2 launches in 2 days. How about this? Last night we covered actually 2 launches in 1 day. Early this morning we covered the Blue Origin New Glenn first ever rocket launch of New Glenn, and today we are covering the 7th test flight of the SpaceX Starship launch system. We might see some recatching of a space vehicle today if everything goes well. And so we're going to talk about this, and we're going to watch the launch, assuming it happens. They have a 1-hour window, which is from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is now scheduled for 5:37 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is not going to get really delayed, because if they go 23 more minutes past this, then they don't have the window anymore. But the live stream from SpaceX, I think, is supposed to start, 35 minutes before liftoff, or 30 minutes before liftoff? 35 minutes before liftoff. So in about 15 minutes or so, we'll have a SpaceX broadcast to watch and talk about. And we will be taking your comments and questions on the air and watching this. But again, the launch window is till 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is 5:37 p.m. Eastern Time. And there is nobody on board. This is a test launch. There has not been a manned Starship test flight, I don't believe. This is Starship Flight Test 7, which you can see from Wikipedia right there. So I appreciate you guys being here. Let's talk about it. As soon as I have the video from SpaceX, we'll start showing that and talking about that and listening to that. And by the way, thanks to our moderators who are here. We have Beth Mythical, Lyra Stars, Ruth Krafasi, Janet B. Havasumam, Roberts May Queen. They're over there on YouTube. Thank you. Linda Belk and Larry on X. Thank you. By the way, Starship, if you haven't seen it, it's the biggest launch system ever built, with the most powerful rocket ever, the Super Heavy booster. Let's see here. Oh, they're supposed to launch. So one thing they're going to do is they have these 10 dummy satellites on board, and they're supposed to open the Starship and have the 10 satellites come out of it to test doing that. They want to use this to launch to put Starlink internet satellites into space. So they'll be doing that today, if all goes well. A Moment of Lovely, Big Ball of Yarn, and Surly Dev. Thanks, all moderating over there on Twitch. A Moment of Lovely, Big Ball of Yarn, and Surly Dev. Thank you. And also our Facebook moderators. We have, hang on a moment here. We have... hold on, give me a moment. Sorry, thanks to our moderators. Kay has been moderating for us over there. Kay Larry Body, Raven Riley, and all of our other moderators on Facebook. And thanks so much to Sneezing Eagle for your support. Thank you, Sneezing Eagle. I appreciate that. Let me do a quick check and just make sure I don't have any other updates for you. But the latest update from SpaceX was 5:37 p.m. Eastern Time. So in less than an hour. Oh, and they also said they are go for prop load. They are doing propellant load. Actually, it's interesting. I didn't know they had this. The Wikipedia page is like live updating, it looks like. You can see flight director conducts a poll and verifies go for propellant loading. Success. So someone out there is updating this Wikipedia page with the you can see flight timeline. Yeah, you can see S-33 will deploy 10 Starlink simulators, these simulated satellites, which are going to be deployed. And the booster, I think they're going to try to catch the booster today in the chopstick arms. Let's see what it says here. Super heavy landing, burn, shutdown, and catch. About 7 minutes after the launch, the giant super heavy rocket booster is supposed to land back, I believe, where it took off and be caught in the chopstick arms. So we'll get to see that. And then the whole flight is supposed to take, the whole test flight is supposed to take about 1 hour and 6 minutes. Starship is supposed to do a controlled landing, I believe, in the ocean. Jojo says it is so cool to watch when the arms catch the booster. Again, the SpaceX broadcast is supposed to start in about 12 minutes. So we will have that for you. And let's see here. That Texas girl says, this is where I live. We have sunny, clear skies, so it should get off. It is taking off from, isn't it Starbase? Isn't it Starbase in Texas? SpaceX Starbase, says Wikipedia, is at Boca Chica, near Brownsville, Texas. You can actually find it on Google Maps. Pull it up on Google Maps here for you. Where's my Maps link? Here it is. SpaceX launch facility, Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville, Texas. I'm pulling it up right now. All right, here's Google Maps. See, it says SpaceX launch facility, Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville, Texas. If we zoom in here, oops, where is this thing? There. SpaceX launch facility. I don't know, can we do 3D or no? No 3D picture there. There you go. Oh, thank you, A to ZR member. This is the 7th test launch of the Starship launch vehicle, Starship launch system. Eventually, the Starship is supposed to take astronauts to the moon, possibly to Mars. So we will see how it goes today. Keith Mathley says, last time they couldn't use the chopstick, so they just dropped it into the ocean. Yeah, I think, wasn't there damage? That was the 6th test flight. Wasn't there damage to the chopstick arms last flight? I have to look this up here. If we go to SpaceX Starship and we go to launch history and we go to Starship launches, 6. This is from Wikipedia. After stage separation, the booster returned to the ocean near the launch site, but it was diverted. It was decided to divert the booster to the ocean due to certain system health criteria not being met. For this launch, Flight 7 is expected to fly a similar trajectory to the previous flight, targeting a splashdown in the Indian Ocean approximately 1 hour after launch. That would be the top Starship spacecraft stage. It will feature the first flight of a Block 2 ship, which features multiple structural, avionics, and other upgrades on the prior iteration of the ship. On this flight, SpaceX plans to test the deployment system for a new version of their Starlink satellite. The booster is expected to conduct the first reflight of a Raptor engine on an orbital rocket. In 8 minutes, the SpaceX live stream is supposed to start in 8 minutes. So as soon as I have that for you, I will show it to you. Let me see, do I have any footage from that yet? No, nothing. Let me read some more comments here from you guys as we wait to get the video in. How is the weather there? So we're talking about Brownsville, Texas. It is 68 degrees, partly cloudy, according to Google. Wind 9 miles an hour. The Combat Drummer says, wow, can't wait. Messi says the V2 Starlink satellites are much bigger and requires larger lift vehicle like Starship. I wonder if it says anything about the satellites in the Wikipedia article here. I didn't. Satellite internet, technology, launches. Yeah, different satellite. I haven't read background on the different types of satellites. When is the first launch to Mars supposed to happen? I have no idea. I don't know if that's scheduled at this point. I can look something up about that. Now, according to ChatGPT, Elon Musk in September of last year announced plans to launch the first uncrewed Starship to Mars in 2026. And then SpaceX intends to start crewed flights to Mars around 2028. But ChatGPT also points out that space exploration projects often have delays. All right, in about 5 minutes, the SpaceX video is supposed to start. And as soon as I have it here, I am going to show it to you. Oh, thanks to Baby Blue Sky. Yeah, Baby Blue Sky said the same thing about 2026 and 2028 that I just said. Thank you, Baby Blue Sky. In theory, they're planning an unmanned launch in 2026 and a manned mission in 2028, but we'll see if that actually happens. And remember, propellant loading is underway for this 7th Starship test flight. Appreciate you being here. We will watch it. We will talk about it. We'll read your comments on the air. We'll talk about it after. Kerry Poteet says, I think that schedule is possible. Everything else says Musk also said we would be on Mars by 2022. Maybe he did. I don't have that quote in front of me. That's what our viewer Everything Else says. Ethan Boland says more like 2060. We need a countdown on screen. You're going to see a countdown as soon as the SpaceX live stream comes on. We will have a countdown, which will be in like 3 minutes, I think. Actually, let me just really quickly. I got to get this prepared for you. I got to get this prepared for you. Give me 1 sec here. Okay. Yeah, let me just get this prepped here to show you what I need to show you. Okay. I'm ready. As soon as they start their stream, we'll have the video on. I believe it's supposed to be in 2 minutes. SpaceX is supposed to start their stream in 2 minutes. Jake from State Farm says you will all learn to respect Space Daddy. Yeah, as our viewer Conan Barbizinka says, there are also other channels showing the launch. Certainly. There are channels that specialize in space coverage, many other channels that you can check out if you'd like. Ruth Grafasi says 2-minute warning. We got Leap News here. It was really interesting last night watching the New Glenn launch from Blue Origin. Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos's space company, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, and they've had the first ever launch of their New Glenn rocket, which is supposed to allow them to compete with SpaceX for launches. And it was the first ever test launch, and the spacecraft stage of the launch, the second stage, reached orbit on their first test launch. So that was a big deal. So we watched that last night. That was fun to do. That was late last night. I think in 1 minute, SpaceX live stream is supposed to start because they said 35 minutes before liftoff. And liftoff is 5:37. So I got my eye on it right now. Any moment now. But it hasn't started yet. I'm looking at it. Uh-oh. Why does it say delayed? Did they delay? Did they delay again or not? Let's see. Hold on. No, it says live webcast starting now. They're starting their webcast now. The webcast is starting now. I can see it. All right, so give me a moment and I'll get the webcast on the screen for you. But the webcast is starting now, so it's not delayed beyond 5:37. As soon as I get the feed, as soon as I'm looking for the feed, I mean, I know where the feed is, but I have to get it through AFP or Reuters. As soon as, I have it. All right, hold on. I am putting the feed on now. I am putting the SpaceX feed on for you right now. Here it is. Here it comes. Putting it on the screen for you. There it is. I can't play the music, so we'll wait until the intro stops. And is this what I wanted to show here? Hold on. Yes. So this is the SpaceX live webcast. And as soon as I cut to the people, we'll go to the people. I assume they're playing music. I can tell you in a second. Yeah, they're clearly playing music. There is definitely music playing. We're going to see that today. We'll see that today too. Hopefully, if everything goes right. All right, let's see. Hold on. Here we go.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 7th flight test of Starship. It is currently 4:03 p.m. Central Time here at Starbase, Texas, and it is a beautiful and breezy afternoon for another flight around the world. I'm Kate Tice, Senior Quality Systems Engineering Manager at SpaceX, and I'm joining Dan for my first ever in-person Starship launch at Starbase. You can see the rocket behind us. It's mind-blowing. This is quite the view, Dan.
No better seat in the house, no better thing to talk about a rocket as you watch it launch. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Starbase for another Starship launch. I'm Dan Hewitt from SpaceX Communications. We are at T-minus under 33 minutes and counting. Our T0 time coming a little after the bottom of the hour. Now, Starship program has brought us nonstop excitement back in 2024. This year shaping up to be bigger.
Absolutely. We're looking at even more launches of Starship this year with tons of exciting firsts starting today. Flight 7 has a lot in store from Starship's next generation upper stage design on its first flight today to deploying the first simulated satellites and the second booster catch attempt. We're kicking off 2025 in style here in the Lone State. Hold on to your butts because it's going to be a wild year.
And it's all ramping up as we chase after that full reusability for the world's biggest rocket, and we're going to be with you every step of the way. Also joining us, though, amid a very excited
fix the
crowd
audio. Hold on.
over there in Hawthorne is Jesse Anderson. Jesse, how's everything going in LA?
I'm just fixing the audio here. The audio was a little off.
We're just outside of mission control, and we're T-minus 31 minutes away, but we already have a really big crowd here building. There you go. Starting to build up here. Every flight of Starship has made huge progress, and today is another exciting one. We're joined by Starship, Raptor, and Starlink teams here with me today, and everyone is getting super excited for this flight test. So with that in mind, I expect it to get very loud in here soon. But for now, I'm going to hand it back over to you guys at Starbase for a quick look back at the flights that brought us here today.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Now, the more we fly safely, the faster we learn, the sooner we realize full and rapid reuse. The previous 6 flight tests proved we're some pretty great views along.
Oh, yeah. Every one of those tests informed the upgrades that are doing on today's flight test. And we've all been this following through the incredible testing campaign for every flight. And man, I can't wait today as well as everything else we've got.
Sorry for the audio difficulties. I'm going to fix it again. Let's see if I can get the audio
November 19th. That was Flight 6. It lifted off at 4 p.m. Central from Starbase, Texas, just a couple miles over the shoulder.
It was a sunset. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, give me 1 second. There's a bit of an audio issue, and of course I don't want you to have bad audio. So give me 1 second. I just got to try. There's something I got to do real quick here. Let me just fix something. I apologize, but it should take care of itself. I need about 45 seconds. They're playing music right now, so I couldn't play that part anyway. So just hang on tight. I'm really sorry, but you could hear the audio was cutting out. So normally if I just reset something, it fixes it. So why don't I do it while they're playing some music, and we'll continue. Again, I do apologize. Once in a while these things happen, but we'll fix it at the beginning rather than when it's actually launching. It's kind of strange, but we'll fix it. All right, things are resetting. Things are resetting here. All right, that's good. We're almost there. I need to do one thing real quick. As I disappear. Let's try. All right. I think we're good to go. I think we did it. I think we're good to go. All right. There's that. Good. Let's get this up on the screen right now. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it in front of me. All right. Is it going to work now? Let's see. Give it a moment. We have video yet? Let's see.
return back here to Starbase for a catch at the launch tower.
And while booster catch is blowing our minds, ship keeps going all the way to space, gets into a vehicle away from the heat shield. That's going to make it significantly.
Let's see. No, it's not working. Maybe we're back. I don't know if we're back. We're back. Unbelievable. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster that was. Just awful. Just awful. I'm sorry, guys. Once in a while these things happen, and all these things happen, and it's really annoying, but it happened. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. I'm going to try things one more time. I'm going to try to show you this one more time. I'm sorry, but I think we're back. All right, here once again, here is the look at SpaceX. Once again, for the umpteenth time. Once again.
Prop load at 3:30, so a little bit less than an hour ago. All was good there. Prop load is underway. The LOX load on the booster started at T-minus 45 minutes, and fuel started at T-minus 43 minutes. Booster fuel will start at T-minus 41 minutes, and then LOX on the booster started at T-minus 35. So that will all wrap up at T-minus 3 minutes and 20 minutes on the ship side, and at T-minus 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the booster side. So everything is looking good. Propellant is loading.
Yeah, looks like we're about half full of everything on booster, 3/4 of the way there on good ship. For a launch today. With that though, let's jump over. Let's check back in with Jesse real quick and all of our teams out at Hawthorne.
Thanks, Dan and Kate, and great to hear the updates with the vehicle as we prepare for liftoff. There is a lot more people here, as expected. Love it. All the Raptor engines are built here, so there's a lot of that team here in the crowd, so they have a strong connection to the Starship flight today. Every flight test gets us closer to a fully operational Starship, which gets us closer to our ultimate goal to make humanity a multi-planetary species. To establish cities on Mars, we're going to need high-cadence, low-cost flights for cargo and crew. As the only fully reusable rocket with this kind of capability, Starship is the only vehicle in development that will be able to unlock our multi-planet future. Starship uses a first-of-its-kind on-orbit propellant transfer to refuel in orbit in preparation for these long trips. With milestones like ship catch, Starship, and our journey to Mars, with our first trip currently planned for the end of 2026. Between the reusability, low cost, and heavy lift capabilities, this all comes together to help us deliver up to 100 people at a time to destinations both near and far, and to deliver payloads farther and at a lower cost than any other vehicle. We'll be able to launch more massive payloads than anything else flying or in development today, capable of sending things like giant space telescopes or the next generations of space stations into orbit on a single launch. So while today's flight is just a test, the future is much closer than we realize. But one flight test at a time. So let's head back to Dan and Kate for a closer look at Starship.
Thanks, Jesse. Starship features two major parts: the ship, which has 6 Raptor engines, and the Super Heavy booster, which has 33 Raptor engines. The Raptor engine is a reusable methane-oxygen staged combustion engine that powers the Starship system and has twice the thrust of the Falcon 9 Merlin engine. Now, just like we saw flights 1 through 6, the current iteration of Starship is an experimental vehicle flying for development. As we mentioned earlier, today's flight is debuting a ton of upgrades that we've had in the works in order to increase Starship's reliability and performance. Several of these upgrades will also unlock our ability to fly longer missions, something that we'll want to do as we start doing orbital flights around Earth.
And then to get an even better sense of just how big Starship is, we can start here. Let's take a person about 2 meters tall. Towering over that, you got your Millennium Falcon clocking in at 35. Just above that, we've got a Falcon 9 rocket, payload fairing attached. Double that height, you're up at 70 meters. And then topping it all off, nearly twice the size, it's a fully stacked Starship up to 123, got 2 meters taller. And then topping it all off, nearly twice the size, it's a fully 71. And what's super fun is we're going to make ship and booster even taller in the future.
Which is crazy, because turning around and looking at it and thinking that it's going to be bigger, that's mind-blowing.
We make the ship as tall as the booster.
Now, moving up the rocket, the ship features 6 Raptor engines. 3 optimized for sea level performance and 3 optimized for vacuum performance. Raptor Vacuum, or RVAC, is a similar design to the Raptor engine, but features a larger exhaust section and a larger expansion nozzle to maximize the engine's efficiency in space. Our upgraded ship that we're debuting today carries about 300 more tons of propellant than the last flight's ship, bumping it up from 1,200 metric tons to about 1,500 metric tons. It's a lot. The ship is designed for vertical takeoff and landing on any hard surface. Now, the ship is also outfitted with newly redesigned forward flaps that are used to aerodynamically control the vehicle's attitude during atmospheric flight and enable a precision landing. The new flaps are lighter and positioned more leeward or away from the heat shield.
Now, to reach full reusability, the ship has to be able to survive re-entry not just one time, but multiple times. The ship's heat shield is essentially what does the job for that. We've been iterating on that every single flight, building towards that heat shield that requires no refurbishment between flights. Now, the heat shield is composed of thousands of hexagonal ceramic tiles. They're designed to insulate the vehicle during that atmospheric entry where temperatures ramp up to as high as about 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. A rapidly reusable heat shield has never been flown in history, so continuously improving this, flying new experiments, those are all key focuses of all of our flight tests right now.
And in between the first and second stages is our hot stage, which we saw in actions on flights 2 through 6. The hot staging maneuver is when the upper stage engines are ignited before the booster engines, before those booster engines are completely cut off. With hot staging, the rocket never stops accelerating during separation, so it's more efficient than traditional stage separation. One of the hallmarks of Starship flights are the incredible views that we get throughout flight, of course, courtesy of Starlink. Every day, we're working to expand the Starlink network both on Earth and in space. Here's Jesse with more.
Fans of Starship may know that Starlink enables us to bring you lots of unprecedented views, both from space and here on Earth. In addition to the dozens of cameras on Starship itself, we also have mobile Starlink camera kits deployed in the Indian Ocean.
Hey, I just want to cut in here. So I really apologize. We had a few minutes of technical problems, and I appreciate anyone who stuck around while I got those fixed. I really apologize for that. I don't know why that happened, but it got fixed. And a quick shout out to everybody who's watching and all of our moderators. Also thanks to Dodger Blue, Jan Eric Edvardson, Eddie M, Rachel Dolly Hug, Kerry Poteet, A to Z, the Top Dog 101, and Baby Blue Sky for your support. And so this is the 7th test launch of the SpaceX Starship. And if all goes well, we will see the giant first stage, the booster, the Super Heavy rocket be caught back at the landing site in the chopstick arms. And we will also see the SpaceX, the Starship a spacecraft at the end do a controlled landing, and they're going to do this test where they test deploying these 10 they're I guess they're replicas or dummy versions of these new SpaceX Starlink satellites. So that's going to be tested during the launch as well, if all goes well. The whole launch is supposed to take about an hour, and but within 7 minutes after the launch, the booster is supposed to land back at the launch site and get caught in the chopstick arms. So let me take a few comments from you guys while I have a second here, but we will be showing you the launch. And again, I appreciate you guys sticking with the broadcast, and thanks to Dothis for the gift subscription here. Once in a while, it's weird. I do the same thing every broadcast, and once in a while, just things don't work for whatever reason. Let's see here. And but we'll have, we will have the live footage of the launch. You can see it right now, and we can see the live video right now, and we will have this isn't live, this is pre-recorded, but we have the live feed from SpaceX, and we will be showing you the launch. Let's see. One of our viewers said, Alibaba says, you didn't have as many problems as the Blue Origin first stream. Yes, but the Blue Origin, we were covering that this morning when the Blue Origin New Glenn launched. Yes, Moose 2021 says, is this an unmanned test flight? Yes. I don't believe there has been a manned flight of the Starship launch system yet. Is SpaceX trying to go to the moon? Well, NASA is supposed to use the Starship to go to the moon. I don't know when that is going to be, though. But for example, I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. It says the Starship HLS human landing system is a lunar lander variant of the Starship spacecraft that is slated to transfer astronauts from a lunar orbit to the surface of the moon and back. It is being designed and built by SpaceX. And that Starship landing system would be launched via a Starship launch vehicle. Will SpaceX itself do its own missions to the moon? That I don't know. Somebody can hire SpaceX to bring stuff to the moon in theory. How many test launches before it is a manned mission? That's also a good question. When will the first manned Starship mission be?
Organizations from down all the way up.
According to ChatGPT, there is no scheduled date yet for the first manned test flight of Starship.
And just as critical, since enabling our direct-to-cell satellites with T-Mobile, more than 120,000 text messages have been sent, allowing those in impacted areas to reach loved ones, text 911, or receive emergency alerts.
Yes, 9 minutes 15 seconds until Starship flight test, until launch.
Make sure to follow @Starlink on X for updates as we continue to work with local response teams, and check out starlink.com/LA wildfires for more information on these efforts. But back to today's flight test. One of our objectives is to return the booster to the launch site where it will be caught by the tower as we did on flight test 5. So let's head to Dan and Kate for a catch primer.
A catch primer.
Thanks, Jesse. We are now T-minus 8 minutes and 40 seconds until liftoff. Flight controllers on console there in the building just behind Dan and I. You can actually see in the distance at the pad 6 miles away. Our excitement is growing. I already am not sure if I'm going to be able to remain coherent after witnessing this, so looking forward to it.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just a quick status check. The ship fully loaded in its main tanks on LOX and fuel. We're going to load the header tanks, and booster is going to be closing out real soon as well. Let's talk about that second catch attempt, though. So we're going to use the tower's 2 gigantic robotic arms, call them the chopsticks, same thing we used to stack Starship onto Super Heavy for all the integration ahead of a flight, and that's what we used to catch by moving stuff like landing legs from the booster to the ground side. It's a lighter booster, means you can carry more into space.
Now, in a nominal operational scenario following liftoff and after the two stages separate in flight, Super Heavy will return to the launch site, reignite its engines to slow the vehicle down, and the tower's arms will catch the rocket booster.
And just to get to this point, just like before, thousands of distinct vehicle pad criteria have to be met prior to that return and catch.
So we'll be seeing this today, in theory.
Healthy systems on the tower, and a manual command from our mission flight director for the day. If we don't send that command before the boost back burn ends, or if any of those automated kick us out, that's what happened on Flight 6, the Super Heavy booster will divert to an offshore trajectory, and it'll go out into a landing burn and a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Now, we have said it before, remains true today. We accept no compromises when it comes to ensuring the safety of the public and our team, and that return will only take place if the conditions are right.
One of the unique aspects of Starship flights is the return and the catch of that Super Heavy booster and the sonic boom that it comes with it in the area around the return location. General impact to anyone.
Give me 1 sec. The broadcast's gonna pause. Let's see. Hang on.
Florida and Vandenberg, California have become accustomed to over the years, and now we're bringing the boom to Boca. So here's a peek of what to expect.
Are you guys hearing sound, by the way? Why am I not hearing sound? Are you guys hearing sound? Can people post in the chat if they're hearing sound? Oh, here. There, yeah, we got sound.
As I mentioned earlier, we have Starship, Raptor, and Starlink employees here fully invested in this flight test. And of course, many other SpaceX employees supporting their teams, their teammates. Every flight test has been pretty unique, and we're all very excited for another round of firsts, but I'm pretty sure the crowd is looking forward to potentially watching those chopsticks catch another booster. So let's see how excited they are today. Just under 5 minutes to go. We are all very excited here. We're going to send it back to you at Starbase for the final minutes of the countdown. Kate and Dan.
All right, thank you, Jesse. So if you just tuned in under 5 minutes ago, you picked the right time to do it. Just a quick status check. So we're almost fully loaded on the booster. We'll be fully loaded on the ship, fully loaded on the booster coming up soon. Our range team just reported that we're looking go in the range. That's super important.
Great
Our
news.
security guys, Mike, Kyle, Nick, the whole team out there in the elements, making sure everything's clear, doing a fantastic job. And we are coming up on 4 minutes and looking good for launch.
Yeah, certainly exciting. Now, we do have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds if necessary. This is a chance for us to perform additional checks if necessary. If we, need to repressurize some tanks, or if there's a wayward vessel in the range last minute, opportunity to clear it out. But everything currently looking good. Now, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems come up to flight pressure. The ship will go to internal power. After that, the quick disconnect, or QD, arm lockout is removed in preparation for retraction, which will happen shortly after T0. And yeah, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, we do have the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back to that T-minus 40 second mark and hold there to assess what happened and assess opportunity to proceed again to T0.
Yep, we've used that T-minus 40 hold a couple of times. Boat's usually one of the items, but we aren't tracking anything right now that would cause us to hold there. We can hold there for several minutes. Main thing you're watching at is you kind of set a clock because your temperatures will change and the fuel and the locks, everything pretty quickly. So you've got a couple of minutes that you can hang out and figure things out. There are items that if we pass them, we're scrubbed for the day. One of the main ones is that flame deflector at the bottom of the launch mount. Water begins flowing for that at the T-minus 10-second mark. If we scrub at any point after that, we'll be done for the day. And then teams will need to refill the deflector as well as all of our prop that we use to load on board the vehicle. It's pretty much just under 11 million pounds of prop sitting on that thing right now. And we can actually recycle in about 24 hours now.
Which is incredible given the sheer volume of propellant that is on board the vehicle there on your screen.
All right, coming up on the 2-minute mark. Again, a lot of ambitious things on the plate for Starship today.
T-minus 2 minutes.
New ship, new year, a lot of upgrades, doing a lot of ambitious things in space this time. Our first payload deploy, relighting a Raptor engine. We're looking good.
So as we mentioned before, we have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds, not tracking any issues at the moment that
all right, let's see what happens here, guys.
Right now.
Less than
so
2
fingers
minutes
crossed
left
we can
till the
pass
launch.
Through that checkpoint without stopping. But the folks on console are continuing to evaluate the launch commit criteria, making sure that the winds are within limits as well as any other weather restrictions. But man, compared to yesterday, this is a textbook gorgeous day.
Oh yeah, little breezy today, but we got clear blue skies for a launch today. So at this point, all the prop has been loaded on the vehicle. We've closed everything out. We're doing our final thrust vector control, our steering for the engine checkouts. Once we hit the 30-second mark, we'll hear the flight director give the final go for launch. So we're under a minute. As we said, we're not expecting a hold at T-minus 40. But do not be shocked if that happens. It has happened in the past, and we can hang out there for a couple of minutes if we need to.
If memory serves me right,
41 seconds.
For 4 seconds.
Pass through prop load gate.
All right, here we go. 37
right,
seconds,
right
guys.
Prop load gate.
hot diggity dog.
All right, so we're going to let our flight director, Ty Huntington, take
Flight
it
directors,
away.
go for launch.
And 20 seconds.
Get ready, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we have launch. We have a launch so far.
We have liftoff.
There it goes. Wow. It's crazy to look at. It's like a
Vehicle's
movie.
pitching downrange. Booster chamber pressure is nominal.
So far, so good. Wow.
All right, we're more than 30 seconds into flight. Telemetry showing 33 out of 33 engines as it's pitching downrange.
Booster and ship, avionics power and telemetry nominal.
Hearing good call-outs on the ship and booster avionics. You just heard the rumble hitting us about 6 miles away. Watching Starship arc into just endless blue skies right now.
Vehicle supersonic.
More than a minute into flight, the vehicle's supersonic.
Max Q.
So far, so good, sounds like.
So we just passed through max Q. That's the greatest stress the vehicle's going to experience on the way uphill. Reminder that all of our teams down here on the ground are now looking at systems on the tower. They just did a manual check through. That's going to inform that manual flight director's decision. Next moment coming up, though, is going to be hot staging. Don't take your eyes off it. It's one heck of a light show.
What a gorgeous ascent.
6 ship engines getting ready to ignite. That's going to happen while we're still attached.
We can still see the ship's engines from the ground.
Got a little under 30 seconds away from that. We are hearing good call outs on the tower preparedness from the manual checks. Reminder though, we've still got automated checkouts on the booster and the ship itself. But as of right now, our manual checks and our manual commanding is looking go for a catch.
Booster engine cut off.
That is incredible news. We just heard the call out for booster
right,
engine
Nico.
cut off.
Engine startup.
Most engines cut off, down to those
Stage
middle
separation.
three.
Oh, there you go. There goes the booster.
Burn startup.
There goes the booster.
All right, hot stage
Ship raptor, chamber
confirmed.
pressure
We've
is
got a
nominal.
booster hopefully on its way back to us, and a ship now making its ascent burn into space. How's it going in Hawthorne, Jesse?
It's great over here. You can hear the crowd screaming for every milestone. The booster is now making its way back down to Earth. Looks like we have 12 of those 13 engines ignited. We're using the engines that actually gimbal.
We are go for booster return.
An
Go for
excellent
booster
call
return.
out there. We are go for booster return.
All right.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Get ready. I know
There's
a lot
a
of you
lot of
want to see
criteria
this.
that needed to line up to ensure that we could have a
Booster burn shutdown.
safe booster catch, and it sounds like we got the go for that. And there you can see on your screen, we had we just jettisoned the hot stage, and there's a great, excellent view there of the hot stage floating away from the super heavy booster. Now we've shut down the engines for that boost back burn. That confirms boost back burn is now complete. That was the first of 2 burns required for the vehicle to make its way back down to Earth. And next coming up will be the landing burn. That's going to be 13 of those center engines igniting again. And that will then go down from 13 down to 3 engines just right before we touch down for that booster catch. Now, reminder, our stage 1 objectives are to have a controlled ascent, stage separation, as well as a controlled boost back burn and hot stage as well. So we're looking good for that so far. Some great views there from the ship of Earth. That looks incredible. Now, Starship's ship is still firing its engines right now.
Starship trajectory nominal.
And great call outs. Starship trajectory is nominal. You can follow along the
Nominal
telemetry,
means as
the
it's supposed to
altitude in the bottom left-hand corner for the super heavy booster, as well as the bottom right-hand corner for the ship. And these views are just amazing.
Just, I think, about a minute and a half until the landing is supposed to happen. The catch.
Again, the
Here we go.
booster is currently making its way back to the tower today. So we're looking forward to a booster catch with the chopsticks. And in the meantime, you can see those grid fins there helping to control the vehicle and guide it back to its landing site.
Booster FTS is saved.
Now with that, we're going to hand it back. How's it going over there, Dan and Kate? How are you doing, Kate? Seeing that in person?
Look
at this video.
Dan had
Wow.
to take that entire segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
There it is.
We can see the booster coming back in now through the plume.
Crazy.
At least it looks that way to us. It's incredible that it basically returns. It looks like a speeding, just like
Ship
this
raptor chamber pressure is
silver
nominal.
flare coming back to the. Once again, we are standing by for attempting to catch the booster at the tower. This would be the second tower catch.
Booster
Landing burn. Seeing 13 engines.
Crazy. Wow. Look at this.
Booster now hovering
Incredible.
as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Booster coming in. Get
Down
ready
to-
for that boom, Kate.
Down to 3 engines.
Booster landing burn shutdown. Nebula has caught the booster.
Here you go. It caught it. Amazing. Amazing.
You heard it here. Mechzilla has caught the booster.
Mechzilla has caught the booster.
Once again, for the second time, a successful catch by the launch tower. This is the same tower, the launch pad, where that booster took off from just 7.5 minutes ago. Great view from the
Bullseye.
chopstick arms, looking at those hypersonic grid fins that steer the booster for that precision landing. It almost looks like it's flapping its wings.
Yeah, you can see just how small that catch fitting is too on something that's just so massive.
Wow.
That was absolutely insane.
Meanwhile,
we're not done, but
we're
wait,
not
there's
done
more.
yet.
Wow, that is just absolutely stunning. And this, of course, a gorgeous view there from the tower looking down at the top of the booster.
It's just holding that really heavy thing. That giant
and
400,
we are
well,
tracking.
hundreds of feet tall.
Now we're standing by for views from the ship, but who can take their eyes off of that incredible sight? That is once again the second catch of a booster back at the launch tower. It was incredible to see it come back down.
What's going on with this ship?
Silver flare in the sky.
What's going on with Starship?
And we can still see the launch plume behind us, and wow, that we definitely. I can't speak for you, Dan, but that was very moving for me.
Yeah, and right now you can see some of the telemetry on those ship engines has gone out, and we're waiting for an update on what our ship status is. We were approaching that
what happened
ship
to the
engine
Starship?
cutoff time, so just waiting to hear. So obviously we've got booster back, booster on the launch tower in the chopstick arms, but we are waiting to get an update now on the ship. As we were expecting ship engine cutoff about 40 seconds ago. We saw some of those engines start to go out prior to that point. And so right now we are just standing by to try and get the latest word.
The ship is the part that the
ship.
astronauts
so stick with
would
us
be
for
on.
just a couple of minutes as we wait to hear some updates.
Like on
Now,
a
if you
manned
just
flight.
recently joined us, you might want to hit rewind and go back about 9-10 minutes ago to when Starship lifted off from the launch tower that you see there. We had a gorgeous ascent followed by...
Yeah, just to clarify, so you have the booster, which you see in front of you, which comes back down to Earth first, and then you have the Starship. If it was a manned flight, the astronauts would be in the Starship part that's on the top when it launches. And they don't know yet what happened to the Starship spacecraft.
We were all hoping to see, and really couldn't ask for a more beautiful background with those blue skies and blue water there. As Dan said, we are standing by for an update on the ship that had ignited its engines and started making its way up to space. So standing by for more info on that. But wow, what an experience to see that take off and for that booster to come back. You can see it there up close on your screen to the place that it launched from. Once again, there were thousands of catch commit criteria, which is basically just all the things that we have to assess and evaluate and basically make sure that they are make sure that everything is clear and acceptable conditions, both on the vehicle side as well as the tower side, in order to enable that catch. So obviously from the last two flights that we have done, where the Flight 6 we attempted but had to divert into the ocean, and then on Flight 5 we did have the first ever successful catch of the booster. We used the learnings of those two flights to hone in that catch commit criteria, and we saw success today, which is pretty awesome.
And just a quick status check. So we currently do not have comms with the ship. So trying to figure out exactly when that happened and exactly what happened. So obviously the flight controllers right now going through their data, looking to make sure it's not anything instrumentation on the ship, but actually try and get us a status. So again, we're gonna keep listening in on this. We'll give you an update as soon as we have a little bit more. So for now, stage 1 back in the tower, waiting to find out a little bit more about stage 2.
Yeah, and again, for people who don't normally follow these things, the Starship launch system is the booster first stage. That's the tall part that you see right there. Not the other part's tall, but this is the much taller than the second stage. Then the second stage goes on top initially of the first stage, and the second stage is what goes into orbit, and where the astronauts would be, where the payload would be. That's all in the second stage. And they were supposed to have about an hour flight of the second stage, the Starship spacecraft today, where it would be in orbit. They were going to test deploying 10, I believe it was like dummy versions of this new version of the Starlink internet satellites. So this, after the booster landed, you were supposed to have about an hour more of test flight with the Starship in orbit doing various things, but they have lost communications
so if you are just
with the
tuning
Starship.
in, we caught a booster, but we are still waiting to find out a little bit more on the ship. So it had successfully separated. We did that hot staging maneuver. We did see all 6 of ship's engines on the way uphill during its ascent. But as we were getting to the end of that ascent burn, we saw engines dropping out on telemetry, and we have since lost contact with the ship. So again, we're still listening in on the loops, trying to figure out how much we can get right now. But again, stick with us. We'll bring you updates as soon as we hear them. Really exciting. We were able to catch the booster today. Obviously, we want to get the ship all the way over to the Indian Ocean. May not be able to do that at this point, but we'll give you some updates as soon as we hear a little bit more about the ship.
For those that didn't catch earlier, this was a new version of the ship. This was its debut flight. So a lot of learnings here for sure as we continue to tune in and listen in with the teams and try to gather more information to understand where we stand with the ship. But as Dan mentioned before, teams are trying to make sure that it's not an instrumentation error. We want to find out if it's, did we just lose communication or did something else happen with the ship? So teams are actively working, trying to figure out what we can find out, and we're continuing to listen in and find out more information to share as we can. But as we said before, and you can see it there on your screen, what a beautiful, beautiful sight to see another booster back at the launch tower. That was successfully caught just minutes ago after sending the ship off into space, and having seen it for the first time with my own eyeballs in person, it was pretty awesome. And yeah, the thunder-like sonic boom was really fun to experience.
Yeah. So we are getting a little bit more. So we did lose all communications with the ship. So I mean, that is essentially telling us that we had an anomaly with that upper stage. So we were just coming up to the end of that ascent burn for the ship when we stopped when we started to lose a couple of the engines. We saw those dropping out, and then we did lose telemetry from the ship, so that means we didn't have contact with it. So at this point, we are assuming that the ship has been lost. So this was a brand new vehicle, essentially. This was kind of an upgrade version. So with that, there's a lot of things you're upgrading, but there's a lot of things you're going to learn as all of those systems are now interacting with each other for the first time. But at this point, we did lose the upper stage of the ship. So again, we're gonna listen in and try and figure out a little bit more about what happened. And obviously, we'll do kind of a full breakdown once we get smarter ourselves
Yeah.
in the coming hours and days as well.
For sure. Now, for those that have recently tuned in, we're now a little over T plus 16 and a half minutes after liftoff. We do believe that we have lost the ship during its ascent phase. It's successfully separated from the Super Heavy booster, but during that ascent phase, a couple of the engines dropped out, and then shortly thereafter, we lost communication with the vehicle. So we are assuming that we have lost the ship, but we are standing by to confirm that, and once we can, we will. But this was a new version of the ship, of Starship, and it was intentionally designed and flown in order to basically test the envelope, as we have done with every one of these test flights, the keyword there being test, and really trying to understand the boundaries and the maximums for the ability of this vehicle to fly and understand where those boundaries are. So we always knew that excitement is guaranteed today, success not guaranteed. And so, yeah, we are standing by to see if we can learn more about the status of the ship.
You know, people were asking, you know, is this manned? Or is this a manned flight? When's the first manned flight? I mean, this is a big reason. This is probably the chief reason they don't do manned test flights until they really think they're ready, because things can happen. Things can happen even when you're not even doing test flights, when you're doing actual launches of certified aircraft. But, you know, they want to be as sure as they can that it's safe, maximally safe, before putting people on it. But again, the top portion of the launch system, that is the portion that would carry astronauts, that would carry payload, that has been lost during ascent. Yes, as our viewer NE said, if this had been a manned flight, the people inside would not have made it. But they have never done a manned test launch. This is the 7th test flight of the Starship. And, you know, that is why it's a good example of initially why you don't have people on them until you reach a certain stage of confidence. Winding Road says, I wonder if ISS captured it. Natural V says it's called a test for a reason. Let me see if any of the people I follow are saying anything. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to the ship. They're looking into it and why. Is there video on board? Jess Purple says. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know what video SpaceX has of the Starship when it was lost. I assume they have video that we don't get to see all the video, but I don't know what they have. Maybe we'll see video of it. I don't know. CJ says, Houston, we have a problem. I mean, it was around the time of the booster being caught, because right after the booster being caught, if I remember right, they weren't getting data from the second stage. Jan Eric Edvardson says the booster catch was amazing. I got goosebumps. Thank you, Jan Eric Edvardson. Thank you also, Steve's Chapstick. And Kick Your Blank 31YT. Also, thank you, JD63. That's very kind of you, JD63, and Ethereal Planet, and Captain Jerry Donnelly. Yeah, the booster catch was amazing. It's the second time they've done it with Starship, I believe. But we'll see what we hear about. We're waiting to hear more from SpaceX about the second stage, which has been lost. David Curley, who is a space journalist, says that all communications lost suggest the ship has been lost. Jackball TV says trial and error. Anthony Poff, our viewer, says the booster catch is a huge accomplishment. And this was early in the flight. The upper stage is supposed to go into orbit and fly for around an hour before coming back and making a controlled landing. But I mean, I think it made it about 6 minutes before communication was lost. I don't know I would have to go back and see, but by the time the booster landed, which I think was around 7 minutes in, I believe they had lost communication with the second stage. The Frozen North says, I'll go and check my backyard. I believe what they do also, correct me if I'm wrong, is that they intentionally, they know that failures can happen. So they take that into consideration when planning their flight path. News in Action says this must be the only program where crashing is seen as progress. You know, mistakes happen during test processes and they learn from them, but I can't speak to, you know, I don't have the background or the information to assess, you know, how bad. You could see a world in which they have a failure where they're like, okay, that really is, we understand what happened, we can fix that easy. And you could see a world in which there's some other failure there where they're like, wow, that shouldn't happen. Is there some larger problem here? Beats me. It's beyond me to say what kind of failure we have here. Hold on.
Thanks, everyone, for continuing to stick around as we were checking in on the status of the ship. At this point in time, we can confirm that we did lose the ship. However, Starship, the total vehicle, did have an on-time liftoff at 4:37 p.m. Central Time from the launch pad just behind us at Starbase Texas. Gorgeous ascent and successful stage separation. The booster pushed the ship off, and the ship disconnected during that stage separation. The booster came back for a successful, the second ever booster catch at the launch tower, which was pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it was great to see the booster come down, but we are obviously bummed out about ship. It looked like we lost contact with it a little under 8.5 minutes into flight. That's roughly when you start to get to that main engine cutoff. We obviously need to go through all the data. It's going to take some time. In the next hours, days, we're going to figure out exactly what happened, come back, fly the next one, get even farther. Reminder, it's a test. It's a flight test. It's an experimental vehicle. So we'll figure out what ended our day today and make sure it doesn't end our day tomorrow. So as we do that, we're going to continue to provide you updates on our X account on SpaceX.com. So just continue to tune in there. As we learn what happened, we'll be ready to share it.
Exactly. So for now, we are going to wrap up our webcast. We'd like to thank the folks in the county for supporting the launch, as well as the agencies that enable us to launch, and of course to our viewers for tuning in.
And thank you, Kate, for coming down, doing this with me. It was great to have you here.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We'll see you guys at the next Starship flight test.
Okay, so let's talk here. Let me fix the headline. SpaceX says upper stage of Starship lost during test flight. Now, by lost, they don't mean that they can't find it. It's something happened to it. There was some sort of failure. Artful Nothing says they blow it up. We don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if it exploded on its own or they did something to do it. I don't know what happened to it. We didn't get a lot of, they're looking into it. Maybe it takes them a while to figure out what happened. But yes, the upper stage has been lost. And to repeat, the upper stage is the Starship Spacecraft. Yes, here is this. Let me show you what that looks like right now. Let me show you what the spacecraft looks like right here. That is the spacecraft, SpaceX Starship Spacecraft. That's the part that goes on top of the booster. Now, I think it's a different model these days. This is an older photo. But that is the second stage. And that's where, again, that's where the astronauts would be. That's where the payload would be. So as one of our viewers said, yes, if this were a manned flight, the people would have been lost. One of our viewers said there's a video of the explosion. Is that true? Maybe somebody messaged me about it. I have not seen it. Oh, somebody said they saw debris, but I don't know if it's legit. There's a video where somebody said they saw debris in Turks and Caicos, but I don't have the rights to it. Yeah, some people are posting videos online claiming to be videos of the debris. I don't have the rights to it. Also, I can't confirm the legitimacy of those videos. Maybe they are legit. So it would come down somewhere. Let me take some comments. Yeah, some people are sending me a couple videos that claim to show debris coming back to Earth, but I am not sure of the legitimacy. And again, I don't own them. But if you go online, you might be able to find them. Darling Sand says there's a video of like a shower of the ship debris. If it's legit, yeah, the debris would be the what's remaining after the failure if it blew up or something, and the pieces coming down through the sky. Red Fox Live said it is still testing. Let me see if I can get you any more updates here. Here, SpaceX Starship prototype fails in space after Texas launch. A SpaceX Starship prototype failed in space Thursday, minutes after launching from its rocket facilities in Texas, according to the company's live stream, says Reuters. The Starship spacecraft had separated from its Super Heavy booster minutes earlier, I think, to continue into space. The Starship upper stage had multiple upgrades and stood 2 meters taller than the previous version. Shortly after reaching space, it was poised to deploy mock satellites for the first time. The booster returned to its launch pad. Yeah, again, like BNO News posted a video, as Dean Zimmerman meant. There are a couple of videos floating around which claim to be video of debris coming down from this spacecraft. I don't own the rights to those, so I can't show them. And also, I can't confirm those are legit videos. They very well might be. But there's several videos being posted of purported debris coming down. I'll post a link in the chat to the one from BNO News, which was originally posted by Dean Olson. And I'll post a link in the chat. There's a couple videos that look like this. But again, it has not been confirmed. I would not be surprised if it's legit. And then there was an unconfirmed report. It was in the Turks and Caicos area. I don't need my headphones on anymore. I can take these off. And just so you know where Turks and Caicos is, that is east of Cuba. Turks and Caicos, if I'm pronouncing it right. And the ship, the Starship launched from Texas. But Turks and Caicos is right there, Turks and Caicos Islands, north of Haiti. So just a few minutes after the test flight launched, the top stage, which is the stage that would carry astronauts and payload, that stage was lost. The booster second stage, which is the larger of the two stages, landed back successfully and was caught by the giant chopstick arms at the launch site. But for unknown reasons, the upper stage has been lost. There are videos online which claim to show the debris coming down. Again, I'll post the link to the B&O's post of Dean Olson's video, which claims to show the debris coming down. And he said Dean Olson said he was in Turks and Caicos. I just posted, did the link not post in YouTube? I just posted the link in the chat. Did it not post in YouTube? I'll post it again there. I just posted it in the YouTube chat individually. Yes, CNN says a SpaceX spokesperson has confirmed the Starship is lost and did not survive the launch. Yeah, I wouldn't. There's multiple videos floating around that purport to show the debris. I'll post another link to one by this person, Alex D. Posted a video which purports to show the debris. I haven't confirmed that these are legit, but I would not be surprised if they are. Oh, I know what happened. Here we go. Excuse me. Let me check a couple other things here. We'll read some more of your comments. You know, my question is like, how big a deal is this in the sense of like, again, I'm not a space expert. I can see a world in which they're like, oh, we figured out why this happened. It makes sense why it happened. That's something that's easily fixable. It's not going to happen again. I can also see a world where they're like, whoa, this seems like a major issue and we're not really sure what's going on. Or they know what's going on, but it's some kind of fundamental problem that's not going to be easy to fix. I don't know which of these options is the truth. They probably don't know at this point either. George Boole says, imagine if someone was on that. You know, look, there's been so many launches recently, you know, and there's more and more launches. I assume you're going to have, and you have a bunch of these space tourism launches with Blue Origin and SpaceX and stuff. And, you know, there hasn't been a prominent, you know, thank goodness in recent years that I'm aware of. Has there been in recent years like a prominent case where a spacecraft carrying people was lost and the people died? But I mean, this can happen. It has happened before, and it can happen. So, you know, I don't know if people like aren't. I hope people don't, you know, get lulled into thinking that it's not risky to go to space. I'm going to actually ask. Maybe ChatGPT will know. When was the last person lost in a space accident? According to ChatGPT, the last time people were killed in a space-related accident was over 20 years ago, in 2003. Yes, Google AI says it too. I assume that's correct. That was February of 2003. So unless those sources are wrong, that would be the last time humans were lost during a space flight. Does anyone else in the chat know any other occurrence? Because that's a long time ago. I'm looking here to see if I can find blah, 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 blah. Astronaut fatalities. Yes, according to Wikipedia, I have an article on Wikipedia about it too. Astronaut fatalities. And if you look it up, it says below the Kármán line, 1971. Above the Kármán line, below the Kármán line, 67, 86, Challenger, and Space Shuttle Columbia 2003. That's the last one. The rest of them are during training or testing. Well, but training or testing could be, but training jet crash, fire during spacecraft test 1967. So there's other ones. Space plane crash during test flight, yeah, so it does look like the last time a human was killed who was on a spacecraft during a flight was 2003. Wow. Yeah, Space Shuttle Columbia. And Yeah, the Columbia disintegrated as it re-entered the atmosphere over Texas and Louisiana in 2003, killing all 7 astronauts on board. It was the second space shuttle mission to end in disaster after the loss of Challenger and the crew in 1986. Chris N says, space is hard. Oh, I guess there's, in theory, more footage of supposedly of the more footage supposedly from somebody in Turks and Caicos that AZ Intel found. I'm going to post a link to this in the chat. So it's somebody who said they were in Turks and Caicos, where at least one of the other people said they were, and said, this person, Ronaldo Forbes, posted a video where he said that he felt a strange vibration lasting about 5 seconds and then saw this streaking. He has a photo of stuff that is streaked across the sky. I just posted a link to it in the chat. So if you're just joining us, we were covering this SpaceX Starship test flight. Here, look. And the spacecraft was destroyed. SpaceX launched its Starship rocket on its latest test flight Thursday, catching the booster back at the pad, but losing contact with the ascending spacecraft as the engines went out. Officials for Elon Musk's company said the spacecraft was destroyed. That's probably, I think that's probably a better, my headline has the word lost, but I think people might just think, oh, it's fine and they can't find it. No. Lost as in destroyed. That's more clear. And that is, again, that's the part of the, this is a photo of the launch, and the Starship is on the top there. Actually, I'll download this photo so I can show you. Oh, there it is right there. I'm going to get a bigger version of this, but the Starship is the part on the top. That's the Starship. That's what would have the astronauts and the payload and would go into orbit. That's the part that was lost. Starship and booster separate today. Let me get these photos for you from AP. Hang on, so you can see a bigger version of them. Yes, this is live. Hang on a moment here. I am getting these photos up on the screen for you. Okay, here are a couple photos. These are the AP photos. So that's from today. You know, I think the Starship is, how tall is the Starship spaceship? I mean, I know the whole thing is 400 feet, but the actual second stage, how tall is the second stage? That's what I was trying to figure out. Somebody will know. 400 is the whole thing. The upper stage, hold on, the Block 2 version, I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe somebody in the chat said it. I was trying to tell you how tall the booster is. Andy says the booster is 22 stories. One of our viewers said that the second stage is 52 meters. Anyways. How tall is Starship booster? And then I can tell you the one. Okay, yes. So according to ChatGPT, the booster is 226 feet tall. So the Starship itself would be about 175 feet tall. That's a photo from AP. But the Starship, that's what was lost right up here. Right. Again, I believe this photo is from today. It's right there. That's what was lost. And then, hang on a second here. One of our viewers, Diamond, claims on Flight Radar 24 there are planes turning away from Turks and Caicos. Is this true or not? I don't know. I can go to Flight Radar 24 and look. So here's Flight Radar 24. Turks and Caicos is down here, right there. Have any planes turned away from there? I don't know. I'd have to see. So if we go to, so that is called Providenciales International Airport. Okay, and this plane was headed there, but it turned away from there. That's interesting. Thanks, Diamond. I don't know if that's because of what happened, but that is a plane that was diverting to Georgetown. So this plane was headed to Turks and Caicos Islands, and it is diverting. So maybe they got a heads up that debris was coming down or something. I'm not sure. And other planes too, let's see. That doesn't say. The two airports in Turks and Caicos are called, hold on, there's more, there's a bunch of them there, several. So like, hang on. This plane was going to Aguadilla. Where is Aguadilla? And did this plane turn as well? Aguadilla is in Puerto Rico. So this plane was going to Puerto Rico, which is down here, but it did a turn too. So maybe planes are not flying in that area because they heard debris was coming down. Yes, this one is diverting to Miami. This is a plane that was going to, no, not Miami. This plane is diverting to Miami. This plane was going to St. Martin, it looks like, and it has diverted too. Sint Maarten. And Sint Maarten is, if I can show you here, over here somewhere. Where is it? St. Kitts. Now I'm getting confused. Puerto Rico, British Virgin Islands, Sint Maarten. I'm trying to look at the map and find it on here. Oh, here? No. There's Puerto Rico. There's British Virgin Islands. There's U.S. Virgin Islands. Is it right here? It's south of San Anguilla, right here. There, that's St. Martin right here. St. Martin is St. Martin. St. Martin, St. Martin, St. Martin. St. Martin's on the bottom. Anyways, that plane was going here and it diverted too. So a bunch of planes have diverted from going to that area. Very interesting. All right, let me try to get more information. Yeah, that plane diverted. That plane was going to Puerto Rico and that diverted. Cincinnati to San Juan, a prime airplane has diverted. It was going to Puerto Rico, which is here, but it is diverting to Nassau. So again, we know that a couple people in the Turks and Caicos claim that they saw what looks like debris coming down. Oh, is St. Martin, is it all one place? Let's see. St. Martin is a constituent country of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, located in the Caribbean region of North America. St. Martin is the southern half of the island of St. Martin. That's literally what Wikipedia says, that St. Martin is located on the southern half of the island of St. Martin. Okay, so we have aircraft diverting in the area. Oh, I have an update here from SpaceX. Here is what SpaceX says. I have a post from SpaceX right here. SpaceX experienced a rapid unscheduled disassembly during its ascent burn. Hang on a moment here. Let me show you this. SpaceX Starship experienced a rapid unscheduled disassembly during its ascent burn. Teams will continue to review data from today's flight test to better understand root cause. With a test like this, success comes from what we learn, and today's flight will help us improve Starship's reliability. Rapid unscheduled disassembly. Diamond says, imagine if that debris struck a flight. And it's a very interesting point Diamond makes. You know, is this the kind of thing where is this something where now that this has happened and we have planes diverting, is there going to be a rethinking of should we have these test flights flying where planes are flying? Scott Manley had posted, commercial flights are turning around to avoid potential debris. Yeah, we saw it on Flight Radar 24. I just reposted Joel Franco talking about it too, but we showed you a bunch of those flights on Flight Radar 24. But yeah, I don't know what the risk is here. Maybe numerically, maybe if you actually know the numbers, maybe the chances of debris coming down and hitting a plane are just super, super small. I don't know, because it would have to, hit that exact location, but I don't know. But you have, again, a number of planes have that plane turned around. We know, apparently the debris was somewhere near Turks and Caicos Islands. That plane turned around. That plane turned around. That plane turned around. I'm guessing there might be more. That plane turned around right here. That was going to Turks and Caicos. That one diverted right there. So a bunch of them you can see have diverted. How about here? No. That plane is circling. That plane was headed to Turks and Caicos and is now circling. Oh, what are the most tracked flights? Let's see. Montreal. It looks like that might have turned around if it was coming from Montreal. That was going to Punta Cana. Punta Cana is Dominican Republic. So that flight was going to Montreal, Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is right here, but that flight is now no longer, it looks like it's circling. This is a Spirit Air flight that was going to San Juan, Puerto Rico from Chicago, and it is now circling. Maybe it's hoping to land in Puerto Rico eventually, but it is now just circling there. Douthis says, waiting the debris out. That's from Flight Radar 24. By the way, thank you to Diamond and Baby Blue Sky and Eric for your support. Also, thanks to Geeg for subscribing on Twitch and Aloha Charles for the bits on Twitch. And thanks to all of our moderators who are here. We have Beth Mythical, Sarah55 moderating on YouTube. BZ, thank you. Janet B, Ruth Krafasi. Also, Linda Belk and Larry on X over on Twitch. Big Ball of Yarn here say LB Prairie Dawn. I got that fire, McBritches and Surly Dev on Facebook. Thank you. Guys, we had a few minutes of technical problems. Big Ball of Yarn. That's a replay. Kay Lowry Bodies over there on Facebook moderating. Thank you, Kay. Paul Anderson as well. Thank you, Paul. Okay. Let me try to get you some more updates. But SpaceX announced, let me show you the SpaceX post again. Oh, that's from AP. That's a video. Hold on. Let me just show you the post from SpaceX. Here it is. Starship experienced a rapid unscheduled disassembly during its ascent burn. Teams will continue to review data from today's flight to better understand root cause. With a test like this, success comes from what we learn, and today's flight will help us improve Starship's reliability. As I mentioned, this is an AP article right here showing photos from today's launch. And the spacecraft was destroyed. And in this photo, you can see, this is from the AP article, that is the whole Starship launch system, which is the spacecraft on the top, which I believe is about 170 feet tall, and the booster on the bottom. The booster did come back and was caught by the mechanical arms, which is pretty incredible to see. But the spaceship, which is what would carry astronauts and payload, that is what was destroyed. This, roughly the top half, this thing right here. Try to get you the other pictures from today. Where are the other pictures here? Yeah, and then that's a shot of the launch, and that's a nice shot of that Starship spacecraft on the top there. That has been lost. Now, some viewers have said that, I haven't even looked yet, some viewers are saying that they could like see something during the broadcast, which was not right or anomalous. I haven't even watched yet. Let me see if I can find out anything more about that. I'm going to check some of your comments too. Let me check a couple things here. Scott Manley, who is he has a very popular YouTube channel, for example, where he talks about space stuff. And I follow him as one of the people I follow for space things. Scott Manley says he believes that given that the debris is disrupting aircraft downrange, he would want there to be an investigation before Starship flies again. What he's saying is, he says we might reasonably ask whether trying to destroy such a large object is best option in an emergency or whether it's safer to let it come down in as few pieces as possible. Sandy Doggo says this was bad. No, we did not see it getting destroyed during the test flight. They just, several minutes into the test flight, they started saying we've lost communications with the upper stage, but we did not see it be destroyed during the test flight. I do not know if they have video of it being destroyed. One of the viewers said video was shown saying, hold on, I'm going to check. Some viewers are saying there's videos of it being destroyed, and one viewer said there was a video from a cruise ship. Then Carol Alfonso sent me a video that purports to be from Puerto Rico showing debris. Yeah, and then another viewer sent me a video that's supposed to be from Haiti of the debris. Again, I can't confirm these videos, but I would not be surprised if some of them are legit. And again, I'll post one of them right now that a lot of people have posted. I'll post it in the chat so you could see it. Hold on here. Again, I don't have the rights to them, so I can't just start showing videos I don't have the rights to. AP says the spacecraft was supposed to soar across the Gulf of Mexico on a near loop around the world, similar to previous test flights. SpaceX had packed the spacecraft with 10 dummy satellites for practice at releasing them. It was the first flight of this new and upgraded spacecraft. Pass Me a Latte says it's extremely lucky it didn't do it over a populated flight area. Need Coffee says you can see a small fire on the wing once it is in space. I can replay our own footage of that. I can replay the what we have from that. Let me just pull up the video. Actually, I can replay the video, but I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm just saying if there's something people want to look at. Let me just check out something here. It's not very long. Give me a moment here. I just need to download it. All right, so this would have been, I need to find it here, Thursday. There. All right, I'm downloading it right now. I'm downloading the video. As soon as it's downloaded, we'll look at it again, and we can look at. Scott Marshall says from T00 plus 40-ish on launch, left hand of screen. Yeah, in a second I'll have it downloaded. We can look at it for a second. Yeah, I need a couple. It's downloading slow. I got to download it here, but give me a couple. Give me 2 minutes or so, and I'll have the video, and we'll look at it. Thanks for all the messages. Dave Bart says 7:56. Raptic says you can see it at 7:50 for sure. Well, we'll look. Michael Lausen, our viewer, says there has to be video. There are about 50,000 cams on that thing. I don't know if there's 50,000, but oh yeah, one of our viewers mentioned to me, Stephanie Bradley, that B&O News posted another purported video of the debris coming down from Joshua Johnson. I'll post a link to that in the chat as well. I just posted the link to that in the chat for you. Hang on, this video is still, it's almost downloaded. It just takes a little while. Wasn't able to clip it. If I had clipped it, it would have been quicker. But it's happening. It's in the process of downloading still. It says 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Oh, I bet I can do this right here. 33:15. So there's like a specific way I have to do this here. All right. So in a moment, we're going to watch the replay and see what we can see. Here's another purported video, which I cannot confirm, which I'm going to show you I'll post a link in the chat. This person, Cam Tem, posted a video claiming to be video of the debris coming down. I just posted the link in the chat for you guys. All right, it's just about downloaded. It's 15 seconds left until I have the video to show you. We will look at it. Thanks for your patience with the download. Okay, the video is downloaded. Where is it here? I should be seeing it. Yes. Okay. So this is via AFP, right? 7th test flight.
On these efforts.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn the volume down. So that's 3 minutes before launch. All right, let's just watch it. Again, this is the video of the test flight. All right. So they're 10, 9. So I'm going to be looking at the chat. Hold on a second. Hold on. I had a thing with the chat messed up, and I want to fix that because I want to be able to see the chat. Give me one moment. Let me just fix this. Where is this thing? Why did that mess up? I got to be able to see the chat while I show you the video. Okay, I think I'm good right now. Good. Fine. Okay, so there it is. This is the moment of takeoff. Now I'm seeing the YouTube chat. For whatever reason, I have to look at the other chats in a second. Okay. Now, we'll hit play. So it's taking off now. This is the video via EFP, the replay. The via AFP, this is the replay of the feed from SpaceX. Actually, let me do this. Move it a little bit here. All right, now what am I looking for? You guys said that I need to be looking for something. 46, watch the left-hand side of the screen. All right, that's the booster. No, this is not live, it's a replay. Replay of the footage. Flap left corner. That's 45, 46. I haven't seen anything right here, somebody said. Yeah, I don't know if, is this anything? I don't know. I don't know what that thing is. How do I know what that thing is? Does anyone who's pointing at that thing have any kind of specialized spacecraft knowledge? Or are they just saying, oh, it looks like something? Right there, that thing. So some of our viewers are looking at this thing. One of the viewers thinks that's on the booster. The booster was fine. I don't even know if that's the booster or the spacecraft. Anyways, we'll keep watching here. Now at this point, look over here. If you look over here, this is we can actually figure out exactly when it lost communications because on the bottom right is the communications from the stage 2. This is the booster. You can see all the engines lit up. And then this is over here is the second stage. So this is 1 minute 40 in, but on this, the second stage is not even activated. It hasn't even split up yet. So I'm looking over here at the second stage. I assume that very shortly now, and this is a replay of the flight, that we'll see the separation soon. But yeah, it's still attached at this point, 2 minutes in. The stages have not separated. No engine act. All right, is this where they separate? Okay, I think this is where the stages separate, right here. The booster's at the bottom. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right if they separate here. Is this the bottom of the top? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, that looks like, well, I don't know what it looks like. I assume it's about to separate. There we go. Okay, so right there, we clearly see the booster separate from the top part. So this is the top part. That's the part that was lost. The bottom part landed back fine. Okay, so this is the spacecraft on the top part. And you can see right now the engines have just been activated on the spacecraft here. All right, so the booster is here. Booster goes away. Now we're looking at the spacecraft, and we have the engines on the spacecraft activated. This is the spacecraft here. 3 minutes in. At this point, they are still getting telemetry from the spacecraft. The engines are all, I don't know if that means active or firing or what, but I think this means they're on here. Now, this view is the view from, this is the booster view right here. At this point, but we're still getting telemetry from the spacecraft at this point. 3.5 minutes in. Still going. Okay, there's the spacecraft right there. There's the spacecraft right there. One of our viewers said, watch how quickly fuel begins to drop. LOX is liquid oxygen, right? CH4, what is that? Methane. All right, so we're still getting telemetry from the spacecraft. 4 minutes in. We have liquid oxygen and methane, I believe. The altitude is going up. The speed is going up. You're looking at, all right, now you're seeing both. At this point, 4 minutes and 18 seconds in, the spacecraft is still there. It is still giving information. 428, 429. We're at 435. And the spacecraft is on the right. Still getting telemetry from it. Human Bling, I think, said approaching 17,000 miles an hour. Well, yeah, or what is the kilometer km per hour speed needed for orbit? Earth observation satellites fly about 28,800 kilometers per hour. Said one website I went to, yeah. A spacecraft needs to fly at about 28,000 kilometers per hour to achieve a stable orbit, says Google AI. All right, anyways, now, hold on a second here. We're 5.5 minutes in. So this is kilometers per hour here. But so I don't know enough about this to know if this is the amount of fuel it should have at this point. If it's my liquid oxygen and methane it should have at this point. But at this point, as you can see here, 5.5 minutes in, they are still getting information from the spacecraft. You are not looking at the spacecraft. You're looking at the booster as it comes into land. But the spacecraft is still up there. Some of our viewers are saying it's like in 2 more minutes or something. So we'll just watch here. But everything, we're still getting information here. You know, it's possible that they had, the reason they're not showing the video here is for good reason, they're full screen on the booster landing. But maybe if we had a split screen here, we would see other interesting things going on with the spacecraft. I don't know. DC says 740 is the first drop of the engine. So again, right now, this is I'm just replaying it at this point. This is the incredible video of the booster coming back to land and be caught by the arms. Meanwhile, the speed is still increasing on the spacecraft. The altitude, I mean, they're still getting telemetry from the spacecraft. The speed is increasing there. The engines appear to be on. This is incredible here, where the booster is caught by the arms. Now we're at 6:48 in. Caden's Gaming Lounge says it's still a huge thing to catch that. It is incredible. I think it's the second out of 3 tries that has worked on a test flight, that they tried to do it on 3 different test flights and twice they were able to do it. Okay, so we're 7 minutes in. So keep an eye. Meanwhile, up in the sky, I don't know if it's in space yet, but meanwhile, upwards, this spacecraft is still flying, still giving off information. We're at 7:19 now, so let's look here. We don't have a split screen of it. That you're still looking at the booster there. We're still looking at the booster at this point. Still looking at the booster. And 7:39. Oh, hold on. Did we lose an engine? Did we lose an engine? I'm going to go back a second. Watch on the right there. Watch this right here. Watch right here. You're going to see it looks like one of the engines goes out. Keep looking right over here on the lower right. 722, 723, 724. Right. It's got to be right here. Any moment now. Yes, 740. At 740, I believe this is an engine here. The light goes out. Okay, so that I'm no expert, but I think they talked about this on the stream that this light was out here on the that meant meaning an engine is not working. So that was 740. So let's keep watching there. Now the data is still going at that point. The data is still going. Then it says stand by for star cams. Okay. So that is the Starship, right? Isn't that the Starship right there? Has to be. It's not the booster. Look at the fire. People said there was fire in this shot. Hold on. What, 740 or something? All right, hold on. People say there's fire in this upcoming shot. Where's the fire? Where am I seeing fire here? Where am I looking? Where are the flames? 7:58. 4 seconds. 5. I didn't see it. Fire at bottom right? You guys are seeing these things that I'm not seeing. But I'll play it again. It's the brown part between the hinge. In the hinge, yellow rectangle. Here? In here? I don't know. I don't know. On the booster? What? I don't care about the booster right now. The booster's on the ground. Why am I looking at the booster? All right, let's keep playing here. Oh, the hinge part you're saying in here? By the way, for all I know, you're supposed to see this. Hold on, we'll play this again. Half of the viewers think it's a sun glint. You're saying in here? I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows? All right, well, okay. All right, now the engines are going out. Look at this. Engines are going out now. So about within 20 seconds of the first engine, within about 30 seconds of the first engine going out, you have more engines just went out right there on the Starship. Right here. Watch right here. Right here. Coming up right now. That goes out. Then that goes out. But they're still getting telemetry. They're still getting telemetry from it at that point. Speed is still increasing, but about half the engines have gone out. And then that one just went out. That one went out. They're not showing it on camera. Then this one went out. And then they stopped. Then it stopped. Then now no telemetry there. So at this point, oh yeah, and I think it's probably going to just stay the same because they're not even getting telemetry. So at this point, all but one of the engines had gone out and they stopped getting any kind of telemetry from it, right? Yeah, if I keep going forward, it's going to be the exact same. It just stopped. So it was about how about the fuel? Somebody mentioned the fuel count. I don't know how rapidly that's supposed to go down or not. I would have to check a previous broadcast or something. Bill Cohn said, "Did SpaceX destroy the? Was it ordered to destroy? That I don't know. We didn't hear that, but I have no idea." Evan Hickey says, "Is there a video of explosion?" There might be. There might be. I don't. This had just and then the methane stopped for whatever it's worth. I don't know if it. Who knows what it's supposed to do? But at that point, you still have liquid oxygen, but no methane. Are there videos on X? Well, I thought somebody was asking about right here. Are there videos floating around of the actual destruction? I haven't seen it. There might be. But we didn't see it on the broadcast. I'll check what people have sent me. Yeah, I mean, there's purported video of the debris. Thank you, PZ Papa Zulu, for the memberships. Thank you also, Martin Gingrich and Alyssa. And Kick Your Blank, 31YT, and Nina Drew. And Diamond, who says, imagine if that debris struck a flight. Let's check something here. Now, what is this? I just saw supposed video of the explosion. Is that what this is? I don't know if all this stuff is legit or not. All right, I'm going to post a link to a video that a viewer sent to me, Autism Mommy, from Frank Taylor. I don't own the rights to this. I'm going to post a link and you can look at it from Frank Taylor and you can see what you think if these are legit or not. I just posted it. And he also posted photos that he says are of it exploding. I just posted the links for you. You know, when I look at the profile, it doesn't necessarily seems like somebody who, it doesn't seem like somebody who's posting a lot of like garbage or something, you know, so it very well might be legit. Oh, he said some friends of his were watching the Starship and captured the explosion with photos and video. That's what he said. I mean, if this is legit, it's quite amazing. I don't know if it's legit. Don't know if this is legit, but if it is, it's pretty incredible video. Thanks to our viewer for sending that in, Autism Mommy. If it's not legit, I just posted it saying that. Somebody will yell at me and say that's not legit. So give me one moment here. One moment, everyone. One moment. Hey, a quick thanks to David Smith for the gift memberships. Martin says, is it high enough to escape gravity? Maybe it's just floating up there. Different space people I follow who know about these things say it's coming down. Say it is. No, it wasn't in orbit yet anyway. So no, it's not, because it wasn't even in orbit and it wasn't moving fast enough. No, it's coming down. The debris is coming down, or it came down. Ben C says it was suborbital. All the debris will come back down. Someone said Elon posted. I just checked his X. Did I miss a post? Oh, Elon Musk posted a video. He reposted a video that he says is of the debris coming down. I don't even know if the original poster that he reposted. Oh yeah, this person said that they saw it. I don't know if this person said that they shot the video, and Elon Musk reposted it, and the person also says share away, and he claims, so this person, Kingdom Redux, says first night. This is the one that Elon Musk reshared on his X account. He said first night in Turks and Caicos, and we're on the beach, and see this. You can also see that he said absolutely, he or she said absolutely share away, and also says we felt like we were the only people on the entire beach, and we were toasting a good friend's 40th birthday. But let me just make sure, though, that, I assume the person originally posted the video, but I want to make sure it's not like the exact same as somebody else posted, because then we have a problem where two people are posting the same video. Let's see here. Isn't this the same one that somebody else posted? Hold on a second here. Let's see. Yes, it's the same one that somebody else posted. So I don't know who to believe. Somebody named Joshua Johnson said, appears to be a meteor shower over Turks and Caicos this evening. And Joshua Johnson posted it at 6:07 p.m. And Kingdom Redux posted it at 6:02 p.m. So Kingdom Redux did not take it from Joshua Johnson, because Joshua Johnson posted it after Kingdom Redux. Okay, so if it's the same video. So I'm going to assume that Kingdom Redux is the one who took this. Elon Musk reposted this from Kingdom Redux. Kingdom Redux said share away. So we'll watch this right now. That is purported video from Kingdom Redux on X of the debris. Hang on a second here. We'll play it again. Again, this is from Kingdom Redux. And then Elon Musk had posted this, and Elon Musk said, success is uncertain, but entertainment is guaranteed. And he posted this video from Kingdom Redux. Ashley Carmen says that is so dangerous. You can see on Elon Musk's post, it says Kingdom Redux. That's the video. He also said improved versions of the ship and the booster already waiting for launch. That's what he says. He claimed improved versions of the ship and booster already waiting for launch. Maybe they have other ones they already made. Jan Erik Edvardsen said the debris shower is terrifying yet so beautiful. Oh, another person apparently... it's not even clear to me what happened. Let me post that video again of the, I'm pretty sure that some people online are posting videos they didn't take, but I'm going to post a link again to this person, Frank Taylor, who said that they shot video of it, his friends shot video of the Starship exploding. Again, that's from Frank Taylor. I just posted the link for you in the chat. Jeff Bezos replied to Elon Musk. Elon Musk said, improved versions of the ship and booster already waiting for launch. And Jeff Bezos, who owns the space company Blue Origin, which did a launch, the first ever launch of its New Glenn rocket this morning, Jeff Bezos said, kudos to you and the whole SpaceX team on the flawless booster catch. Very impressive. Hang on. Matt Faustini sent me another video which claims to be from today, but I don't know if it is. Again, you can go search for videos. There's plenty of them out there. They Call Me Taj says, glad it was a test and hope they get the data they need. CNN says that Starship is likely to face regulatory scrutiny. They said when rocket launches don't go according to plan exactly, FAA typically launches a mishap investigation. They will want to know why Starship exploded and how the debris might have affected people or property. That's interesting. Oh, guys, Flight Radar 24 did actually post about the diversions. We were talking about this earlier. Flight Radar 24 says, after SpaceX Starship's rapid unscheduled disassembly, our most tracked flights are all aircraft holding or diverting to avoid any potential debris. We showed you this before. Our viewers were pointing this out. But a number of planes were flying to this area in the Caribbean. And they started circling or this is a plane, Spirit Airlines was going to Puerto Rico, and it's just been circling. And they either, got diverted or they were circling. That's a plane that was going to Punta Cana and from Montreal, which I believe is in the Dominican Republic, which is down here, and that plane is just circling now. That plane is diverting to Fort Lauderdale. That was headed to Samana, which is in Dominican Republic here. That plane is diverting to Fort Lauderdale. It says, that's what it said. Although maybe it's not, I don't know. Ultimately, that plane right now is, well, you know what? It now looks like it's going, maybe it's going to end up, maybe they're going to actually land in Dominican Republic after all, because they're heading, it says diverting to Fort Lauderdale, but they are heading down there now. So they're heading towards Dominican Republic. So maybe it'll land there after all. I don't know. That's a plane, Amazon Air, which was going to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it made it about halfway there, and then it turned around, and it is going to Nassau. But maybe it'll fuel up there and go back to where it's supposed to go. I don't know. Hitman Hack says, will SpaceX get an invoice for this? Yeah, the costs of diverting a plane, for example, the fuel and whatever costs, can they bill SpaceX for that? I have no idea. One of the viewers mentioned, now I can't show somebody else's stream. One of the viewers, for example, pointed out and said there was Stone Cold says there was debris on Everyday Astronaut stream. Again, I can't just steal their stream and show it on my stream. But couple of viewers have mentioned other streams. I can tell you where to look on that other stream if I see it. Where is it here? So like Everyday Astronaut was running a stream with, I can't see, I just looked at that part. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be seeing, but I'm not seeing it. Now, you might have seen stuff. I can't really see it there. Anyways, oh yeah, so Everyday Astronaut had a stream. The viewer claimed that they saw something falling off of the Starship spacecraft at, what is it here? 2:37:28 of the Everyday Astronaut stream. So if you want to go look at Everyday Astronaut stream today and go to 2:37:28, I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, it could be something important falling off. Maybe that happens every flight. So I'm not an expert, so I can't speak to that. But you can go check that out if you want. Stone Cold thinks it's a fiery chunk of debris. That was only a minute into the flight, by the way, when that video clip. I just don't know. I don't have the knowledge to look at it and say it's important or not. Hang on a moment here. So I'm also trying to just check some of the messages people are sending to. A lot of people, I appreciate people sending me all these messages. Yeah, there's a bunch of videos floating around. And again, I can't confirm them and I don't have the rights to them. So I'm trying, if I see stuff, I'm trying that I think is coming from a source that seems reliable to me, I'm putting it in the chat. I appreciate people sending me the different videos though. Oregon guy says the data is going to push the space technology forward for SpaceX. But I did post on my X account a video which looks possibly legit to me, which seems to show the thing exploding. What is this one here? Yeah, I'll just post again the one I posted in my on X. I'm posting it again in the chat, and you can check that one out. From Frank Taylor. He posted photos of it too. Oh, and what is this here? Hold on a second here. So it'll be really interesting to see what caused this Starship to spacecraft to be destroyed during the flight. We have no idea right now. Again, SpaceX loses spacecraft after catching rocket booster at the launch pad in latest Starship test. It lost the top part of the spacecraft, the second stage. That is the stage that's supposed to, that's an AP photo. This, the stage that would carry the astronauts and the payload, the Starship second stage, that was lost. The stage that goes into orbit. Bobby Kiefer says the main part of the rocket. Well, the booster is obviously very important too, but it is the part that would have the astronauts and the payload. I'll take a few more comments here. The spacecraft's 6 engines appeared to shut down one by one during ascent, with contact lost just 8.5 minutes into the flight. They shut down over the course of around a minute. You can rewind on the screen. We played and then we replayed the flight. Let me take a few more comments here. Planet 003 says almost hit an airplane. It's a good question if the debris came close to any airplanes. I don't know how close it might have come. I mean, I think there's a video of a plane flying around, which, if it's legit, is somebody looking at video and looking at the debris in the distance. AP says, the thrill of the catch of the booster quickly turned into disappointment for not only the company, but the crowds gathered along the southern tip of Texas. SpaceX had made improvements to the spacecraft for the latest demo and added a fleet of satellite mock-ups. The test satellites that were supposed to be deployed today in a test were the same size as SpaceX's internet satellites, and like the spacecraft, were meant to be destroyed upon entry. Musk plans to launch actual Starlink satellites on Starships before moving on to other satellites and eventually cruise. Eric Hoffman says, what about random boats? That's a good question. I mean, in theory, I would think the debris could harm boats. We have not heard of any kind of harm done to any planes or boats yet. But, again, it's an interesting question to me. I don't know enough. We don't know why this happened. But is this something where it's just like, we figured out why it happened. We can easily fix that. It won't happen again. Or you can imagine a world in which it's a more serious and concerning failure. That's not any kind of knowledge I have, what kind of failure this is. Oh, the FAA made a statement. I guess, from what I understand, I'm seeing a report that the FAA released a statement. Is it on their site? Let's see. newsroom. Why can't I find this? Okay, according to Spaceflight Now, they say the FAA said they are aware that an anomaly occurred, and they are assessing the operation and will issue an updated statement. That's according to Spaceflight Now. I just went to the FAA site, and I didn't see anything posted there yet. I'm going to post a link to an apparent video taken from a plane of the debris. I am posting that in the chat right now for you. Taken by this person, Andres. Well, seems like Andres took it, although Andres might have gotten the video somewhere else. Scott Manley just reposted it. I know some of you have seen this video, I believe. But that looks like somebody who's flying a plane taking the video. Where did they post it, though? It was posted as a reply. As a reply to Scott Manley. Anyways. If that's legit, I mean, I can't confirm it. It certainly looks like a bunch of other videos. No, I can't play the videos I don't have the rights to. I'm not allowed to just play somebody's video. So I'm posting the links to them. All right. Thank you, Rock88, for the gift sub, by the way. I appreciate it, Rock88. Yeah, so it's another interesting question of, given that this debris came down in a way which caused flights to be diverted and to change and to put into holding patterns. I haven't heard that the debris hit any planes or hit any boats or hit any people, but came down in an area where these things might have been. Is that going to lead to any kind of changes at all in anything? Or is that just a known risk going in, and it's thought that, well, it's like it would be so improbable for it to actually come down on anyone? I don't know. So that's a whole other question. We'll see what ends up happening with that. Because I don't know enough about, like, you know, if they have an accident like this, does that make the risk seen as, is that seen as increasing the risk for future accidents? Also, is the nature of the debris in this what was anticipated for an accident like this? but aircraft definitely diverted. Oh, hold on a second here. Interesting from Pete Muntean. Hold on, this is interesting. Flight here, look. There we go. FAA rocket launch anomaly. Fort Lauderdale, general departure delays due to other rocket launch anomaly. Traffic is experiencing gate hold and taxi delays between 46 minutes and 1 hour in length and increasing. Miami Airport, same thing. Actually, due to other rocket launch anomaly, traffic is experiencing gate hold and taxi delays between 1 hour and 1 hour and 14 minutes in length and decreasing. There you go. That is airport status information from FAA due to volume. This is due to the due to other rocket launch anomaly. Traffic is experiencing gate hold and taxi delays. Now this says 15 minutes and 29 minutes and decreasing, but then that says traffic. That's general departure. But then departure traffic destined to Palm Beach to Palm Beach Airport from Miami is experiencing greater delays. You can go, this is the FAA flight delay information map. So there are some delays. And then this is Fort Lauderdale. Departure traffic destined to Palm Beach is very delayed. Departure traffic to other general departure delays between 46 minutes and an hour and increasing from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Interesting. Pete Muntean also, he's with CNN. He says another CNN reporter, a producer, says that an air traffic controller can be heard on live ATC, air traffic control scanner traffic, telling a pilot about 90 minutes ago, due to the debris field from the rocket launch, I'll be unable to send you northbound. I don't have a timeline for when I'll be able to. Interesting. I don't know how big those pieces are either that came down. One of the viewers, Reloader, sent me a link to a YouTube stream, I guess by a spaceflight engineer. Maybe I'll have to watch that later. I can't steal their stream, obviously. Well, this was interesting. Has Trump made a statement? I didn't hear that he had. I'll do a quick check here and see. No, he hasn't said anything about this on his True Social. Cerebral says no risk, no reward. Austin Bateman says rare to see rocket launch anomaly for your airplane delay. So we don't know what caused it to be destroyed, but it was destroyed. Something happened. The fuel, the engines for Starship they burn liquid methane and liquid oxygen, and we can see both of those. That's on the screen during the flight. They show you the methane and the liquid oxygen levels. So I don't know how long it'll take them to figure out what happened. I'm guessing they'll talk about it. Messi says they call it Methalox. Bipod says you got to risk it for the biscuit. All right, I don't really have new information at this point, but you know, it was a test flight. Stuff can go wrong. It's good that there were, as some of our viewers have pointed out, it's good that there were no people on this, because they would not have survived. But I think we're going to start wrapping up this live stream, because I don't really have much else to report right now. But you know, there's so much we don't know. So you know, we could end up doing another stream on this if the information that comes out after warrants it. You know, so we'll just have to see where this all goes. We really don't know what happened. SpaceX, I don't even know that they know what happened yet. So we will have to see what happens. Hold on a second here. Okay, so I appreciate you guys being here for this stream. I will also post updates on my X account, and I posted some of the videos and photos purportedly of this on my X account. You can see them over here at Lookner on X. Go check that out if you want, and I'll post updates that I see there. And subscribe, follow the channel. Agenda Free TV, we cover all kinds of live breaking news. Without an agenda, Agenda Free TV. Subscribe and follow. Turn on notifications. I can't tell you in advance when big news is going to happen, but if you turn on the notifications, they're free. You will get sent a push notification every time we go live. They work really well. We do it through Discord. The mods will post the link in the chat to those free notifications, and you can find the link in our YouTube and Facebook video descriptions for this stream. But I appreciate you joining me. Sorry we had a bit of a technical issue at the start of the stream, and I appreciate, for a few minutes there, we were paused. I really appreciate people who stuck around for the stream after that. Glad I got it fixed. And I appreciate a lot of people have been sending me news updates, sending me links of things that they are seeing, and thanks for posting your comments in the chat. I am not a space expert, so I appreciate people who know more about space than I do posting things in the chat and writing to me and helping out with the broadcast, so thank you. Let's see here. Hey, by the way, thanks to our new member, Jaybird. Thanks, and our new member, Innovate, thank you. And Kiwi, thank you, Kiwi, for your support. Thanks to our moderators who've been here. They are awesome. They are the ones who allow us to have chat rooms. We couldn't have it without our moderators. They're keeping things under control in the chat. Thank you so much. Over there now, BZ has been there, Ruth Krafasi, Beth Mythical, Roberts May Queen, all of our moderators who've been over there on YouTube. Thank you. Our Twitch mods like Big Ball of Yarn, McBritches, Surly Dev, and all of our other Twitch mods. Thanks so much. Our Facebook moderators, Kay Lowry Body, Paul Anderson, Margaret Riley, thank you. And if you missed the actual flight, you can go back and watch it. We just rewind the stream and you can watch it as we watched it. And also Linda Belk and Larry on X, our mods over there. Thank you. And thanks to everybody who donated. That's super nice of you guys. I really appreciate your support. It's what keeps this channel on the air. Thanks to Lieutenant Dark Ghost Draken, our member. If you ever want to donate, you can go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. But very much appreciate all of your support for the channel. That's what allows this channel to exist, so thank you. I think I thanked everybody earlier. And hey, we have a chat. You can chat with other viewers when we're not live on Discord. It's our free Discord chat. Check it out. It's the same link as the free notifications. A lot of our viewers like doing that. And thanks to our Discord mods for all your help over there on Discord. Also, you can follow us on X at Agenda Free TV. I post updates about the channel there. I post when we're going live over there. So you can check that out if you'd like, at Agenda Free TV. And a quick reminder, if you do watch us on YouTube, I would suggest turning on the YouTube notifications because those can be helpful to tell you when we're going live or when we're live. But to do that, it's a little funky. So I'll just show you what you got to do over there. Turn on the YouTube notifications. If you're on YouTube and you want to turn the notifications on, you subscribe, and then once you subscribe, you click the notifications bell and you choose all notifications. So make sure if you're subscribed on YouTube that you have the bell checked and the all notifications checked. All right. I also want to thank our subscribers over there on Twitch. Thanks so much for subscribing on Twitch. Notorious Rob, Gina Pina, Shaggy, Wall Street, McBritches, and Night Owl, thank you for subscribing. I think I'm going to try tomorrow morning to cover the Kristi Noem confirmation hearing. That's in the morning, I think. That is tomorrow. How do we get to tomorrow? Friday. Yes, that's at 9 a.m. So bright and early. So I'm going to try to cover that tomorrow morning. Thanks to our Bud Green was moderating too. Thank you, Bud. I appreciate that. Thanks to our Facebook subscribers too, like Eve Richards, Diane Allworth, Robert Rial II, Margaret Riley, Kay Lowry Body, Robert, who else? I said Robert Rial. Thank you again, Robert Rial II, Lou Green, all of our other subscribers over on Facebook, and our YouTube members like Jesse's Girl, Eric Johnson, Thomas Darwin, Beam Me Up, Austin Batman, Kiwi, UV Lightning, Sherry S., Jaybird, Naomi Nocturnal, Jesse's Girl, Joe Hart, Linda Forsyth, Lieutenant Dark Ghost, Dr. McRib, Rob Zilla, Barry, Jan Porter, Beam Me Up, Naomi Nocturnal. I might be repeating some names. Sorry about that. Sarah55 was moderating too. Thank you, Sarah. Chris N. and Kiwi, thanks for being YouTube members. Holstrand, J.K. Sinar, Joanne Schlicker, Sunshine in Arizona, Sabin Nation, Ben C., Dr. McRib, Turned Off, Joe Noswich, Shyware, Rob Zilla, JD63. Thanks also so much, JD63, for your support. And all of our other members, Kathy Paina, and all of our other viewers. Jonathan Specht, our viewer, said, it's crazy to see how fast news travels in our world. Yeah. Yes. This thing happens and you're seeing videos of it minutes later that people took. Thanks, Michelle Batten, for watching. Paula Thompson, D. Schmidt, Dennis McNeely, Gypsy Foster, Warrior Wolf, Zambo. Warrior Wolf says there's a police chase. I can't steal the police chase video. It doesn't work that way. I can't just take whatever I want. Hang on one second here. Thanks, Kathy Swearingen, Smeary, for watching as well. Oops, what happened here? Warrior Wolf, you got accidentally timed out by me. I'm sorry about that, Warrior Wolf. I apologize. Warrior Wolf on Twitch, if you're still watching. There was an accidental timeout. That's my fault. Warrior Wolf 45. I apologize. Thanks also to the rest of our viewers as well. Do-Ra, thank you. All right, guys, I am wrapping this up. Thanks, MM Martin 261 for watching. I'm wrapping this up. So we've been covering the SpaceX test flight of Starship, and as most of you I think know by now, the upper stage was destroyed about 8 minutes in. Was lost, and turns out it was destroyed. And so if you missed the coverage, feel free to go back and rewind. I will keep an eye out and an ear out on what SpaceX is reporting about what happened here. And if the news is big enough, we'll do an update on it on this channel. But I'll also post stuff on my X account when I hear more. Glad that no one was hurt in this that I know of. All right, so that is it for now. Neil said there's a dirt bike chase in LA, Neil said. Again, I can't show that stuff. I don't own the rights to it. But maybe some of you have been watching it somewhere. Anyways, dirt bikes, people are saying. Maybe I'll have to check it out after the stream. But that is it for now. Thank you for watching our coverage. If there's big news tonight, I'll come back on the air. And for those who might want to watch, I'm going to try to cover tomorrow morning the Kristi Noem confirmation hearing. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you. And thanks again to our mods, and we'll see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.